Welcome to the Angry Ewok channel. Today we're talking about Star Wars Legion, and we wanted to discuss and give some examples of attrition-based tactics in Legion. Legion is won and lost by achieving the mission objectives, obviously, but attrition is also part of the game because if victory points are tied for the mission, it comes down to margin of victory. And also, a lot of missions revolve around the number of unit leaders that you can place either onto the center key position or onto intercept transmission points. So killing units matters, and we're going to try to get better at that, and we're going to give you some examples of some ways that you can hopefully hit them harder than they hit you or outright prevent them from hitting you. So we're going to go to some examples. So in this example, a clone player has picked a troop choice from his bag, and he has to go with a troop unit. Now, he could go with this unit over here, and it can pretty much only interact with these guys because it's out of range of this DLT Stormtrooper unit. Or he could go with this middle unit. Now, if he goes here, he's allowing this Stormtrooper unit to hit his troopers here potentially. But if we choose to activate the middle unit, it could make a move to block line of sight from this unit here and attack the flame trooper unit over here. So they could do something like this. A nice easy speed 2 move, and I'm trying to use this piece of cover to deny shots from that unit. That unit may be able to move this way and create an angle to maybe hit some of my models, but they're at least having to move before they fire, so they're not aiming at me. And if I do my job correctly, I move far enough that they can't participate and shoot here. So they can't target here, they can't hit here, so they're not going to be damaging me this turn. Then once I move here, I'm going to target these snow troopers. So they're inside of range 3, I'm outside of potential flame distance, even if they get rid of their suppression somehow through Inspire or through a good roll or through strict orders, they still will not be able to do a speed 1 move, and a relentless flame attack and still hit me here. I'm outside of that range and I'll fire here. So what I've done is I've put damage on a unit that has not activated, potentially killing some of their models. That takes dice that they can attack me with out of their hand. And I've prevented damage on my more centrally located clone trooper unit. So another key point is to shoot units that have not activated this turn yet. If all things being equal, shoot something that hasn't shot you yet, because if you kill stuff in that unit, those dice are not going to hit you. Shooting something that's already gone may help you next turn, but you're going to get hit by a full strength unit that you didn't shoot this turn. And not only are you getting hit with more dice, that unit that has yet to activate is also not suppressed, so it may get to move to a better position and fire. It may get to dodge, it may get to aim. Those kinds of things all stack together to help you win the attrition war. All right, so back to our example with our clone phase 1s. So we're playing clones, we draw a troop choice. We could go with this unit or this unit. And we're going to again try to go with this unit for the same reasons as we talked about before, to deny enemy shots and to get meaningful shots on the enemy. But right now, as you'll see, we have a Stormtrooper unit with a DLT that is activated. We have a Stormtrooper unit that has not activated. That unit's already hit me. It's already done its damage. It's not going to hit me again this round. That unit is going to hit me at some point this round, somewhere. Plus, it doesn't have any suppression on it, so it can get 2 actions right now. So I would love to suppress it and hit it and take dice out of my opponent's hand. So in this case, all things being equal, we're going to pick the unit that hasn't gone yet. So we'll make our move forward, go here, and take our shot here, keeping in mind that we want to continue to do the things we talked about, emphasizing the principles of trying to deny line of sight for future turns. You're not just playing one turn, you're playing multiple turns. By putting yourself here, you're you're limiting the amount of things that this unit can do to you in future turns. So you take a shot there and see what happens. Now, I want to point out, coherency can matter. This is a mistake. I should not leave my Z6 tailing off in the back part of this unit because he might be able to snipe him off. Try to keep your Z6s, try to keep your heavy weapons in towards the middle of your unit. Keeping with the theme of wanting to remove incoming dice from your enemy's hand, taking his offensive firepower away, I oftentimes like to shoot things that I can actually attrition, meaning doing wounds to it reduces its fire. An example of this would be a DLT unit. It's got X number of models, each model gets a certain number of dice. You kill one, that dice is gone. Versus something that is a single model, like for example this E-Web. This E-Web, you're going to have a hard time killing it in one shot. It's probably going to be able to shoot at its full efficiency unless it's absolutely dead. So that's an important point to make. So we've been talking about trying to limit the amount of meaningful shots the enemy takes on you and maximize the meaningful shots we take on them. And we've been doing that in a unit by unit basis. And that same concept will apply to your whole army. The whole concept of trying to deny line of sight to keep enemy units from getting to shoot you, you can do it on a grand scale. Focusing on one or two targets and trying to completely destroy them and or remove their ability to break cover works as well. Let's take a look at this battle. Okay, so right now, the Republic player, he's looking at two troopers. They're basically the same. He's looking at an E-Web. He's looking at a Royal Guard unit. There's a lot of other things that could be happening, but he has a decision to make. He could go forward and just trade shots with the entire enemy force, or he should use terrain. For example, this is an excellent piece of terrain to do this with. He could use this terrain to wall off and prevent these two units from getting meaningful shots over here. So that may lend itself to a battle plan that's focused around trying to crush one side while basically not letting these guys shoot you. So up till now, we've been discussing specific battlefield moves during the game. And another thing to consider is that during turn 0 and during deployment, you can also do stuff to try to prevent enemy forces from getting shots on you by using big line of sight blockers and using good pieces of cover that can be used to shoot onto objectives and shoot onto important choke points of the battlefield. So when you walk up to the table at turn 0, take a look at what you're fighting on. And don't just, discuss with you need to discuss, okay, is this heavy cover, is this light cover? But think about how are my models going to interact with that structure? When I move, am I going to be able to move and get shots and then prevent shots to one side of his army? Am I going to be able to move and keep one little model tucked behind that building so that even if he kills everything he sees, I still got a unit leader tucked behind that building that can still score me a point at the end of the game and win me the mission? That can change a game. Even if the dice go poorly for you, if you plan those kinds of backup plans in your mission, you'll be a lot better off. Remember, Legion has 6 turns. Every unit can only shoot 1 time per turn. So the amount of damage that a unit can do to you is finite. And every time that you prevent it from shooting or prevent it from getting a good shot by either suppressing it or by getting out of line of sight of it or getting out of range of it, you're taking damage out of your opponent's hand. You're making him less threatening to you. So looking for ways to do that is pretty much what this whole video has been about, and trying to impose your will on him by hurting him and keeping him from hurting you. So hope this was helpful. Hope you liked it. We'll probably go into more depth with some of these topics because there's a lot here, but this is just a brief introduction and we're not going to get too deep with it. So hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.